Hi folks, got an absolutely fantastic guest here today, a very renowned figure, Micheal Showers, known in Liverpool for his past, described as a drug lord in the newspapers. He'll tell us the truth about that or not. Bank robberies, had a lot of experiences, a very interesting man. So we're going to have a little chat with him. So Micheal, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good. So you've got a book out coming out, I think it's out now, which is called Members Only. The Members Only thing, that is that from going into the clubs?
It's from in our youth, as black youth.
Yeah.
We used to go to a club, all dressed up, and the doorman would put his arm across and say, "Sorry, members only."
How did you feel with all of that? I mean, I know racism has had such a huge impact on your life, hasn't it?
Well, the thing is, it's racism that got me into criminality, actually, from the very start.
And how, in what way?
Well, I was 15, and a friend of mine, Alan Gale, who was the brother of Howard Gale, who was the first black player for Liverpool,
Yes.
They moved from the ghetto, which was Liverpool 8, to a place called Norris Green, Stallisfield Avenue. And they said, "Listen, there's a dance up here, you should see the girls." So obviously, 5 of us started going there on a Sunday, all dressed up. And anyway, one Sunday, a gang of youths came across and said, "Listen, we don't want up here dancing with our women." I said, "Okay." We left it. The next week, 20 of us went up. And of course, a fight ensued. And Alan Gale stabbed somebody. They got a 2-stitch stab wound. And 5 of us were arrested. And I was put into a remand home on a place called Menlove Avenue in Liverpool. And I was fighting all the time. So they then put me in Walton Prison, which is for adults, when I was 15. And that was an experience.
I mean, up to that point, on the streets, were you being insulted all the time?
Always. And the police, it was, "Come here, you black bee." And you know, it was just so open and so tolerated.
Were white people, ordinary punters, not just police, were they doing the same thing to you?
Yeah. I mean, you could be walking along the street, and all of a sudden, you know, that's it. We used to have a woman who lived 2 doors away from us, and she had a dog.
That's right. Yeah.
So when we used to go past, she used to take great delight in saying, "Come here," you know, and she was looking at us while she was saying it.
Well, of course, you had the film The Dam Busters, didn't you, where the guy had his dog was called that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But what was your viewpoint then to white people? Did you equally hate them back because if you were getting such abuse all the time?
No, we sort of understood the racism. And going to certain areas, we knew that we'd get attacked. It was only a small area, but it was all black people.
Okay.
And of course, white people who were married to black people, so they used to get the same stick.
Oh, so did white people, were they able to come into the area where you were at?
But there was no animosity towards white people.
Because you would think there would be, wouldn't you? Because if you've been getting that amount of stick from somebody, you'd think that you would absolutely hate all white people, wouldn't you?
No, and as I say, that most of it was the police. The police would actually see you in another area and say, "What are you doing here? Get back in your own area," like a reservation.
Really?
And that was it.
That was terrible. So what was your viewpoint about the police? I mean, did they pick on you all the time?
Always.
Yeah?
Always. Even if we went to, there was a big park in Liverpool called Princes and Sefton Park. And we'd always get stopped in the police. "What are you doing here?" Searching us and things like that. And you'd see white groups of the same size, and they weren't getting bothered by the police.
So what was your attitude? Did you ever try and sort of, fight back with the police, or how did it make you feel?
The first time I was arrested, I was about 14 for obstructing the Queen's Highway.
Right.
Because I refused to give a police jeep. They used to have work in Land Rovers then, and it stopped. They all jumped out. Right, and he said to me, "What's your name?" I said, "Well, what do you want to know my name for?" I'm not doing anything. I live in this street. What do you want to know my name for? Give me your name. I said, well, I'm not giving you my name because I haven't done anything. I was arrested for obstructing the Queen's Highway and fined 10 shillings.
Did you ever feel, you know, and especially during your life, did you ever want to sort of take revenge against various police? I mean, I don't know if you've seen that series with Mobland recently, where the guy has been serially abused in prison, and then he goes around to the prison officer's house and actually shoots the prison officer. Did you ever feel, I need to gain revenge on these people for
Oh yeah, I often felt it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why when the riots came, I was so pleased to see the police being attacked.
Yeah.
I was so pleased.
Absolutely. So take us through. So the early part of your childhood, was it sort of all right despite all of those things going on? Were your parents nice?
We had decent childhoods. We had good food. My dad went away to sea. He was a chief cook and baker. Mum was a homemaker. 11 kids. A 2-bedroom house, and every room was utilised as a bedroom. I mean, I had to go to prison. First time I ever slept alone.
Because you had how many brothers and sisters?
6 boys, 5 girls.
Right. And how is that? Do you have to kind of fight for everything as you grow up?
Not really, because Mum was quite strict. Dad was quite strict, so that was it.
So tell us about that first thing. So you got arrested and you were taken to Borstal.
Yeah.
Right. What is that experience like? Because you've lived at home and then now you've gone into Borstal. What happens to you? Do you get sort of, you know, looked after or what?
My first night in Borstal, because what they used to have an allocation centre in Wormwood Scrubs, and you used to go from your city to Wormwood Scrubs and be allocated. Some people used to go to open Borstal. I was sent to a closed Borstal because of violence. And I mean, the actual trial was a joke because we couldn't afford solicitors and barristers. So they gave us what was called a doc brief, where a barrister acts for you for a fixed fee from the government. And they gave us a barrister for all 5 of us. And he came down to the cells. He said, look, you're all being very silly. You could all be home tonight. You've been in prison now for 3 months. And I said, look, well, I didn't stab anybody. He said, look, the judge knows you couldn't have all done it. So we all went upstairs, changed our pleas to guilty. We all got Borstal.
And how long were you meant to be there?
6 months to 2 years.
Really? So take us through the process of going into the Borstal. Did you have to sort of fight for your position in there? Or
well, the thing is, there was the way it was outside, it was magnified inside.
Right.
And every single day.
Really?
And I was always fighting. The day I got in there, an officer come down at reception and he said, there's only one thing I hate worse than a Scouser, and that's him. And punched me in the face. Yeah. And the violence from those officers was unbelievable. The only thing is, it made me terribly fit because every morning, 7 o'clock, you had to get your boots on. You ran in boots, shorts and vest. I did 2 miles.
Really? So it made you a fast mover?
It made me fast and fit.
I mean, what were their excuses for attacking you? Just any reason whatsoever that they fancied?
No, as far as I was concerned, you were sent there for punishment. And that was it. And it were just the bullies.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was any moment. Did you ever get a chance to kind of get your own back on any of them? Could you get a few punches in yourself?
No, because what they used to do, you get locked in your cell, and then about 6 of them would come, and you had no chance.
Really?
That was it.
Well, you must have been frightened during that experience.
Yeah. Because I mean, they'd hospitalise people, and nothing was ever done about it.
So you must have been completely on edge, so at any moment they could have come and got you.
As I say, it was just a way of life. You're so used to it.
But it takes a certain character, because I would imagine there must have been some people in there who maybe not as athletic as you or whatever, that must have really crumbled, surely.
Oh yeah, you'd see kids crying. And they used to, as work, used to saw railway sleepers. And you used to have a £56 weight to keep the railway sleeper in place when they were on the sawhorse.
Right.
And there used to be kids who said, listen, drop it on my leg, break my leg.
Really?
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
So that they were that desperate to kind of get out of it. They'd injure themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds terrible. So how long were you in the Borstal for?
2 years. I did the full 2 years to the day.
And do you make friends in there? Do you any camaraderie in there?
Well, not really. The racism, as I say, played its part, and there were so few black people in there.
Right.
That was it.
I just think it must be so weird to get that abuse. Just how do you cope with that? Because it does take a strong man to do that.
The thing is, I'd been so used to it all my life.
Right.
It became a way of life. Mm-hmm. That was it.
So you were at Borstal for 2 years, and then you came out. And how did your life develop after that?
Well, so I tried getting jobs. I couldn't get a job because of my record. Mm-hmm. And I had friends in the Highton district of Liverpool who were blaggers, mm-hmm. and that was it. And I'd known them all my life, and they came to me one day and said, "Fancy doing a snatch?"
So, but at the time, did you feel like you were an honest person, as it were? Did you want to have a sort of straight life?
Well, as I say, I tried getting jobs, mm-hmm. and dole was about £3 or £4, and there's no way I could survive on that.
So what was it like making the decision then, all right, actually I'm going to go on a blag, I'm going to do a robbery and stuff? Was there much of a decision to make?
No, not really.
No.
No.
So tell us about the actual process. Is there planning? Is there people have various roles? Tell us about that.
Well, the thing is, in snatches, because I could run, mm-hmm. I was the one who got the bag.
Okay.
And we had one guy who had a shotgun.
Right.
And knew when to use it, when not to use it. And driver, and that was it. 3 or 4 of us on each job.
So would you check out the whole thing beforehand?
Yeah, but mostly I used to go on their word because a black fellow would stand out.
Right.
And even when I had a mask on, mm-hmm. I used to have a woolen, like a sleeve of a jersey.
Yes.
Where I could see out of it.
Okay.
But they couldn't even see what colour I was. And that was it.
I mean, how many kind of robberies were you doing? Was it mainly banks, or was it what sort of things?
The thing is, it was cash in transit, like wages
mm-hmm.
for factories
mm-hmm.
and things like that. I mean, we once went up to Ford's
right.
to scope out their wages because they used to have night shift,
right.
and they pay them. They used to have a cart going round mm-hmm. with brown envelopes mm-hmm. with all cash. We went there to scope the place out, but there's another firm scoping out the same place, so we had to leave it.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was there like competition. Did you have to sort of tell other firms what you were doing? Or...
Well, the thing is, if you saw somebody on scoping out a blag, mm-hmm. you just left it.
Yeah. How much enjoyment was it then of doing it? Did you get a buzz out of doing it?
Oh yeah, when you were counting out the money, mm-hmm. when you got away in the car, once you were out the car, that was the end of it. Because mm-hmm. in those days, no cameras, nothing mm-hmm. like that. Yeah.
So did you ever fear thinking that you were going to get caught?
No. No, never once. I was never ever. I was arrested mm-hmm. several times for blags. We once were arrested in Guildford.
Right.
On our way because there was a house party, mm-hmm. and the Queen was going to be there.
Right.
So we heard that Lord Kilmaine had taken his jewellery out of the bank by a guy who used to be a butler. Mm-hmm. And he used to give people jobs to do. He told us Lord Kilmaine was having a party, they were getting the jewellery out because the Queen was there, and that was it. It would be in the house. Mm-hmm. So 4 of us went. I hired a Mini and 2 cars. We went there, but climbing up the drain pipe mm-hmm. to a room upstairs, mm-hmm. the pipe gave way. Guy crashed down through the greenhouse. Mm. Luckily, he wasn't injured. Mm. And so we had to do a scatter. Mm. And as a matter of fact, it was so pitch black, I ran into a cow. 1 minute I'm running, next minute I'm on the ground. So we said, well, listen, we can't go running round with a shotgun. So we buried it under a big tree by an old pub. So we'll come back for it sometime. Got to the cars, made our way out, and a big Range Rover type vehicle, police vehicle, appeared behind us. And we're wary. He dropped back. That was it. He was out of sight. Then we came to a roundabout, and there'd been a crash, or what we thought was a crash. There was a big furniture wagon and a lorry across the road. So brakes on, next minute, police loudspeaker. Micheal Showers, get out of the vehicle with your hands in the air, lay face down on the ground. That was it. We got out, we were taken to Guildford Police Headquarters, and for 4 days we were questioned by the flying squad from London, the regional crime squad from Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, about different jobs, which we'd done, and that was it. And after 4 days, they had to let us go.
So what's the pressure like when you are being held in the police station? I mean, 4 days, do they let you sleep, or are they at you all the time?
Let us sleep. Yeah. And while different police were coming from different counties, and it was frightening, but I knew full well there was nothing on us.
Right.
Nothing on us except perhaps a little whisper that they could have done it.
So do you worry at all that any of your mates in the group that might crack?
No, not at all.
No. So when was the first time were you caught on a robbery or something? Or
never once.
Never once.
No. I got we done a post office van, and what happened is one of the guys on the job, it was all brand new notes, and we said, look, well, I'm taking mine to London. I'm going to change it. But he didn't know. He kept his, and they went to a club, bought a diamond ring off somebody for £300 with the brand new money. They got arrested and they gave him up. Yeah. And his wife said, well, there was a ginger, because I used to have ginger hair.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
And she said, well, there's a ginger-haired fella called Micheal. Has been seeing him lately. They came, they arrested me, and actually, when I went on this job, I had black women's makeup on, and an afro wig. And the guy, one of the post office men, came in, he went, no, that's a name. That was it.
So when you got the money, did you all go back as a group and divide it up? How did that make you feel? Did you think, oh, I'm going to get by this, I'm going to do that?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It was nice because we never wanted for anything. No. I mean, I remember off one job I bought a Jensen Interceptor.
Right.
And that sort of raised a few eyebrows.
Was that a wise thing in a way to bring that attention to yourself?
Well, the thing is, they couldn't do anything in those days unless they caught you at it.
Yes.
And there was no chance of them actually catching us on the job.
No.
That was it.
And of course you had the roller, didn't you? You were renowned for having this white Rolls-Royce. How were people around you in Liverpool reacting to this?
Oh, they loved it. And a few of them said, well, if he can do it, I can do it. Yeah. That was it. Because I was once stopped going out of Speke Airport to Paris with £68,000 in cash in a briefcase. Yeah. I got to the counter, special branch called me. Right. Where did you get this money from? I said, I phoned my bank this morning. They let me in before they opened. They counted it and they gave it to me. Nothing they could do. No. Nothing. They couldn't ask me where I got the money from or anything in those days.
Was that the kind of money you were making on each job, or was it all jobs different?
No, every job was different. Sometimes you'd come away with like 30 grand. Sometimes 100 and odd grand.
And in those days, that'd have been a fortune, wouldn't it? So did you, by doing all this, did you gain a sort of reputation? Did you have to be violent at times, or you'd never had to do that, no?
No. I mean, the threat was enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your reputation in Liverpool grew bigger and bigger?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because all kinds of different firms would say, well, listen, we've got something there, some work. Are you interested?
Yeah. It's interesting because you didn't have to resort to violence at all because you just had that reputation. Yeah. Absolutely. So how long was your sort of the robbery career? How long did that go on for?
Well, that went on for about 5-6 years.
Right, okay.
And then it got so bad with the police following me, they used to sleep outside the house.
Right.
And then when I used to come out and drive away, they'd drive away with me, making no bones, not hiding or nothing.
Yes.
So I said, well, to hell with this. I'll go to Nigeria, have a break. And that was it. So I went, saw my dad's family. I went out there. While I was out there, I bumped into a seaman who was going to Liverpool. And he said, brother, can you help me? I said, what's that? He said, look, I have some Igbo, which is weed.
Yeah.
He said, do you know anybody in Liverpool who can take this from me? I said, yeah, no problem. I made a few phone calls to Liverpool. And 10 days later, he arrived in Liverpool because they had a Ro-Ro service then. It was 10 days there, 10 days back.
Okay.
And the people took the weed off him, sold it, and that was it.
So you arranged then for that to be transported to Liverpool?
Yeah.
So how difficult is it to, I mean, it sounds sort of simple, but I mean, this must be hugely complicated. You've got to sort people out in the docks, haven't you? And
well, the thing is, then everything was so much easier. You didn't have the surveillance that you having these days. And when I thought, well, this is something interesting. I'll have a go at this myself. So when I went back to Liverpool, I explained the situation and got the finance. And that was it. I went out, we got, a first time was like a half ton. And I just had it compressed into a great big tin, sealed, paid for it to be put on a ship. It was put on first, then all the cargo went on top of it.
Right.
That was it.
So is it easy then to get it through the customs?
Well, the thing is, we had the docks covered.
Right.
Because one of our firm, his uncle, was a union rep.
Right.
So of course, they didn't want strikes and things like that. So
they were. I mean, those dockers were very powerful at the time, weren't they? All the workers and stuff like that. And so when it gets over to Liverpool, then what? How is it distributed?
It's taken off. We used to have. I used to have a partner who he was sales. I was overseas. Yeah. He was sales, and we had the people who financed, and that was it.
And did you enjoy that whole process? Was that an interesting thing for you? Did you kind of let it go once it was being distributed, as it were?
No, once it was distributed, I wasn't interested. No. Once it landed safely, my job was done.
Yeah. And did you ever get caught out on that? Did you lose shipments and stuff?
Never.
So I suppose at this point you were having a really charmed kind of life, you know. Not.
Well, I bought my house and the Rolls-Royce the same day.
Really?
Cash.
Yeah.
That was it.
So did you feel like you were sort of untouchable then?
Well, I didn't even consider it.
No.
I didn't even consider being caught. No. That was it. Because as I say, I was overseas. They couldn't prove anything that I did overseas.
Right.
They knew I was getting money, but they didn't say where from. And that was it.
So did you have a lot of rivals doing it, or were you one of the first?
No, we were one of the first people, first firms
right,
to be successful. And we had a lot of people who emulated us then. Because we had a firm came and said, look, can you help us? So I did. And I got them like about £600 weight.
Right.
And they gave me £300 weight, which is sold for £300 a pound.
So where did it start to go wrong? Did it never go wrong?
It never went wrong.
No.
No, I've never ever been nicked for weed.
Really?
They knew I was at it. But there's nothing they could do.
And so you never were interested in the heroin thing?
Not at all.
Was that a principle, or what was the reason for that?
Well, the thing is, I didn't know anybody who did heroin. And I didn't know how to sell it or where to sell it, so that was it. Same with cocaine.
So what was the big thing when they did you for 20 years? Was that when they tried to lay the heroin thing on you, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I was offered a job first with a government agency called the Manpower Services Commission.
Right.
I was called to a meeting at Graham House in Liverpool by a man called Dewi Rees, who was the head of the Manpower Services Commission, and Michael Heseltine's number 2. And they said to me if I resigned from the Defence Committee, because the Defence Committee was very powerful during the riots.
Yes.
He said if I resigned from the Defence Committee, there was a government job waiting for me in MSC in Manchester. I said, look, I'm not in it for the job. I said, I'm quite well off. I don't need work. After that, that's when all the plot started.
Absolutely.
After that.
So we'll go into that in a sec. Tell us about these Toxteth Riots, because I mean they were massive, weren't they? And I believe was the Brixton Riots prior to the Toxteth Riots?
It was indeed, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I remember being in that area in the south, and they were very heavy duty. And of course, it all started with the stoppage of this guy, wasn't it, by the police?
No, the shooting of his mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how,
Sherry Gross, I think it was.
How did everybody feel, and what was your involvement in that? Did you feel great about the whole thing and get involved in it?
Well, the thing is, how I got involved, I was driving along. The riots had started. And my dad lived in the riot area, so I used to visit him every day.
Right.
And one day when I was coming from my father's, I was stopped by a police roadblock. And a sergeant in riot gear, where you going, you black bastard? So I jumped out the car and said, who are you talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? So an inspector came over. I said, do you hear him? Do you hear him? He said, what? I said, he called me a black bastard for no reason at all. I said, minding my own business. He said, well, look, off you go. So I went off. And the next day, I went down to the Defence Committee. And that's when I got involved.
So what is the Defence Committee? Is that defending the area?
The Liverpool 8 Defence Committee, because the area was called Liverpool 8.
Yeah.
And they were mostly black people, some white, who were involved in policing the area themselves. And what was happening is the police were beating up young black kids, dropping them off outside hospitals, or taking them out and dropping them in Warrington and places like that. Mothers, children were being arrested and they didn't know where they were. So we formed the Defence Committee then to keep a check on these things that were happening to children. And I used to take people in the Rolls-Royce to the remand centres to visit. And we used to have a fleet of cars that were taking people backwards and forwards, visiting their sons.
Although you were doing your thing on the side, you were doing a lot of work for the community at the time. Yeah. So it's kind of like a diverse thing, isn't it? Because you've got your side job, as it were, and then which did you enjoy more? And did they fit well together, the two things?
Well, that fitted well together. Everybody knew I was into weed.
Yeah.
I mean, the community knew where I got my money from. It was no problem.
Yeah.
And weed was smoked by practically everybody, so it was nothing.
Yeah. So how violent were those Toxteth Riots? Were they?
Very, very violent.
Yeah.
I mean, they were bigger than the Brixton Riots in so much as the damage that was done. There was £10 million worth of damage that was done. There was like 300 odd policemen injured.
Yes.
Some very seriously. And loads of kids were put in hospital by the police.
And so how big was the crackdown? I mean, what did the police do? Did they bring in like riot vans?
They brought in police from all over England.
Right.
Because it was amusing, actually. We'd see policemen walking around with little street maps and things like that. Yeah. And it was strange because they weren't as racist as our police were. Right. And some of them got on quite well.
Yeah. Did they have like, I don't even know if they had them at that time, did they have like water cannons and things like that? What did they use?
No, they used rubber bullets.
Really?
Yeah. It was the first time on the mainland that they'd used CS gas and rubber bullets. Yeah.
So how many kind of people were fighting against the police? It was the whole community?
practically the whole community, and people came from outside to join in, because obviously you'd rip the scab off and that was it.
Yeah. So why did they pack up? Was it just the weight of numbers of the police in the end? Was it arrests or what?
No, the thing is, it sort of fizzled out because a lot of people got tired, and a lot of people went to prison, were in prison. Because as a matter of fact, we defended, what we did, we got a lot of barristers, black barristers from London to defend cases. Because we found that the Liverpool barristers, they were not fighting the cases on the racism card.
Right.
And we actually got a guy arrested for carrying petrol in the boot of his car. And when we got the black barristers, they checked it. It was water. And what all the police, Liverpool police had done, they checked the headspace.
Right.
And they got a petrol reading.
Right.
But the actual fluid was water.
So
and they smashed his teeth out and everything with a baton.
So unbelievable. How did the community afterwards, what did they feel? Did they feel that they had been victorious, or did they feel defeated by the whole thing?
No, victorious.
Yeah.
Victorious, because the police would not come in the area.
Good.
The police, they used to, because as a matter of fact, in a way it had a two-pronged thing, because we got people in stolen cars and they were getting chased by the police. So they'd come to the ghetto knowing the police would stop when they got to a certain line. Yeah.
Yeah. So were the Tottenham riots, were they at the same time, or I can't remember? You know, was it Broadwater Farm? I can't remember.
I think the Tottenham riots were Tottenham riots were earlier,
right.
Because I remember it was, who killed Blake Glock? We killed Blake Glock. That was one of the chants on the marches.
Yes, and of course they fitted up by Winston Silcott, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and I mean they were out for blood, weren't they? They really were. So going back to this thing, did you feel that you were completely framed on this case because of your past experience?
Oh, no two ways about it.
Yeah.
No two ways about it.
And you've still fought this case forevermore. It's been like a miscarriage of justice.
The case has been termed a miscarriage of justice.
Yes.
Because the heroin that was brought in by the customs.
Yes.
They used a confidential informant, and he has found to be a drug dealer selling his own drugs to the customs. And as a matter of fact, 2 custom officers were convicted of selling 2 kilos of heroin and in Leeds Crown Court. And they brought them to Liverpool for sentencing. And I was sat in on that case, and I wanted to scream because the judge was saying he didn't want to do anything that would damage their pensions. And I had to listen to that.
Yeah. And so he then says, right, you've got 20 years. You know, how do you react to that? Because I mean, that's a life sentence almost, isn't it?
Well, it was the biggest sentence ever given out, because it's 20 years on the first charge, 20 years on the second charge. And then he said, they will run concurrent.
Blimey. So that's it. You're thinking that you're never going to get out?
Yeah.
So what happens? He says that. Can you appeal it, or?
Well, I appealed it.
Yeah.
And after 3 years, it came to the appeal court and it was just thrown out.
Right.
That was it.
So you were sent down the stairs, and how do you look upon your life at that point? I mean, what do you think? Do you think you're going to get out?
Well, I didn't think I'd survive it. I did not think I'd survive it, because there's so much hatred in me,
right?
So much anger. And as I say, I went from Manchester Crown Court to the unit in Hull where Charlie Bronson was.
Right.
And I was there for about 10 days, and then I was shipped to Full Sutton.
Right.
Which was a maximum security prison with the IRA and the Palestinians and things like that.
So when you say you were filled with so much hatred, how did that kind of manifest itself? Was that kept to yourself, or was that just against authority in general, or what?
I used to work it out in the gym, and that was it. Because it wasn't the prison officers' fault, it had nothing to do with them, that was it. Did
you sort of dream of sort of vengeance of getting out and you know, bombing the whatever, you know, you must have done. And have you let that go now?
In the main, yes. Yeah.
You don't like sleep at night?
Because all the police who were responsible for fitting me up and all the rest, they're all dead and gone now, so...
Right, so nothing can be done. Wouldn't you like, though, to have your name vindicated?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's still with the Criminal Cases Review Commission.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And, as I say, they've managed to get people to give evidence that this confidential informant who brought the drugs in was in fact a drug dealer himself.
Right.
And he was giving his own drugs from the Taliban in Afghanistan. He used to take the customs to the borders of Afghanistan. He used to go in, bring the drugs back from the Taliban after paying for them, and then they'd ship them. And they used to let them take the drugs home. And he would then dilute the heroin and sell it.